In this video, I want to give you some tips to help you improve your English pronunciation. Just practicing a short time each day is all it takes to improve your English. So today, I'm going to give you some tips to help you sound more natural. Are you guys ready? Then let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing when talking about pronunciation, just know that it's a big part of English. Now, I'm not saying that you have to sound like a native speaker, but being able to speak clear English is going to make a big difference in the types of conversations that you can have. The most important part in a conversation is, can you be understood? And when speaking to somebody, can you understand them? If you have these two things, we have a good conversation, and pronunciation is an important part of that. So today, let's talk about some of the ways that you can go about improving your pronunciation so that you'll be ready with more confidence when it's time for you to get out there and start having some conversations. The first thing I want to talk about today is read out loud. 5 or 10 minutes each day is going to be enough, but you want to get your mouth used to really working those muscles and getting your body and your mouth muscles in exercise just like you would for any other exercise. Next, find something that you really want to read, and then you want to find a quiet place that you can practice, that you feel comfortable being able to just really go all out with your voice. Okay? Go over a passage and get yourself into the habit of using that voice, really understanding the nuances, the pronunciation, and the mouth movements, and this is really going to improve your pronunciation. My children had to do the same thing when they first started in school in Japan. They have a lot of homework assignments that always include one part of it as reading out loud. Read out loud to your parent, record it a couple of times, and so you can see how they improve throughout the year. And I think if you do this, you'll really notice the way you improve throughout the year. So try it, reading out loud. It's a very important part of really getting to have those words come out of your mouth with your voice, and you can really notice the difference if you keep with it. The next thing that I want you to think about is get familiar with English sounds. Now, there's going to be some sounds that are a little difficult for you. Maybe there's some sounds that you have trouble with. So the first thing I want you to do is find out the words and the sounds that you have trouble pronouncing, and this is what we're going to attack first. So some of the students that I teach in Japan usually end up having trouble with the B and the V sound, maybe the F's and the H. Also the R and the L is a very big sound. But you're gonna have to find the sounds that are trouble for you, and this is where you wanna begin your point of attack. Many English learners also have trouble with the TH sound. You might have a different sound in your native language, and so I find a lot of students also have trouble with that sound as well. So every country has a sound that's difficult to pronounce, so find out what that sound is for you, and this is what you are going to practice over and over as often as you can until that sound comes as second nature to you, and you don't have to think about it when you're in a conversation, okay? The next thing that you can do is try tongue twisters. I'm pretty sure that every language has some type of tongue twister that you can use to get familiar with pronouncing sounds in a fun and silly way, and so we're going to do the same in English. You can also give your mouth a lot of practice working on how to form those sounds while doing something that's a little silly, a little light, and very fun. Now, you can find tongue twisters in a lot of different places. Maybe check online. I'm sure there's some books that you can find, and just find some tongue twisters that fit you, and maybe they have some of the sounds that you're having trouble with, and then practice them over and over and often until you can get them down and you feel comfortable using those sounds. Next thing you can do is have somebody check to see if those sounds are okay, or you can go check it against maybe a version that you can find online in a video. Check your version against that version, see how you do, And then when you get better, start moving on to other sounds that you have trouble with. And little by little, you can start to really practice improving your pronunciation, getting those mouth movements, having that muscle memory, and it's also a fun way, so try it. Another thing that you can do is imitate a native speaker. And this is something that I've mentioned before in another video, but shadowing is a very good way to practice your pronunciation. What you can do is find a voice that you like, find a video, a recording, anything with that voice, and what you're going to do is play the voice, repeat the voice immediately after until you can sound as close as possible to that voice. Okay? So you find something that you're really interested in because you don't want to be bored. Also think about finding something a little below your level, because at this point when we're focusing on pronunciation, we're not focusing necessarily on meaning. What we're doing is sounds are the most important here. We're focusing on that pronunciation. So get something a little below your level because you want to be able to listen to it, repeat it, and this is going to help you improve your language. Okay? Try it out. Maybe if you want to find a good voice, check mine out. Okay, so shadowing, imitating a native speaker is another good way to practice your pronunciation. Okay, so another thing I want you guys to think about when you are doing your pronunciation exercises is every day should be your goal. You want to practice as often as possible. Find little gaps in your day. 5 to 10 minutes is enough, but you do want to be practicing every day. Make it a goal. Come home, have a little extra time. Let's do a little pronunciation. Before you go to work, before you start school, have a little free time, 5 to 10 minutes, practice your pronunciation. Do a different combinations of these 4 tips that I told you today, and you really should see the improvement. The more you can do it, the better you'll get. Okay guys, so get out there and start practicing your pronunciation. The more you do it, the better you will get. Don't worry about sounding exactly like a native speaker, but the better your pronunciation is, the more confidence you'll have, the easier it will be for people who are talking to you to understand you, and I think you'll really see growth and improvement in your conversations. If you have made it this far, I really hope this video helped you, and if so, how about hit that like button down below and share this with somebody that you think this will benefit. Also, if you're interested in learning about more listening, how about check out this video right here. It has some good tips that I think will help you. I hope to see you guys in the next video. See you.